Joining us now, live from Rome, Skyping in, Newsmax Vatican insider Edward Pentin. Edward, we thank you for your time. And were you at yesterday's Mass where the Pope was celebrating it publicly?
I wasn't actually there, no, but I did hear it. He managed very well, and despite all the problems surrounding his health, he seems to be holding up pretty well. So, as you say, there have been these concerns because he's cancelled a lot of things at the last minute. The last one being on Friday when he was supposed to go to a Rome hospital, and he cancelled that the time he was supposed to be leaving the Vatican to go and visit it. So that obviously got alarmed quite a few people, but then he continued with all his engagements for the weekend. So it didn't seem to be that serious.
Edward, you first reported on this to us a few weeks ago. I'm just curious, has there been any official reaction from the Vatican about the status of the Pope's health?
Well, the official line is that there's nothing to worry about concerning his health, and I think we have to accept that is the truth, and that what they say holds to what evidence they have, and perhaps what doctors are saying, that there isn't any serious problem which he's suffering from. What I think he is having is occasional sudden problems, which is having an effect. So things that he just couldn't foresee.
Such
but
as?
Of course they didn't. Well, what he had at the weekend seemed to have been a cough. People said he had a cough when he went to meet the president of Madagascar. He came to visit the Pope on Saturday. But that doesn't seem that serious. So that's got a lot of people guessing and thinking, well, what else could it be that it is so serious that he has to cancel something which is being prepared for so long in advance? And this has happened at least 3 times over the past 6 months, that you've had this last-minute cancellation.
How unusual would you say this is, Ed, for a pope to make
unusual.
so many cancellations back to back?
Well, it is unusual for popes. I mean, Benedict was remarkably fit for his age. I mean, he had very few off days. He went to almost I think every event. And I don't remember him cancelling an event because of ill health, but there probably was 1 or 2, but I just don't remember them. And of course, John Paul II, even though he was very, very poorly, he would still come out and make public appearances. So it is unusual. It is a little mysterious, and it's got a lot of people guessing why he does this. And of course, he was going to a hospital on Friday.
What are some of the rumors? Ed, what are some of the rumors that are swirling around?
Well, the rumors...
I mean, do you think the Vatican is holding back and not being forthcoming about the Pope's health?
Well, the thing is, it does have a track record of being a little bit cagey on giving health information about the Pope. And there's a saying that the Pope is always healthy until he's dead, because the Vatican has always been traditionally very quiet about it.
So in your experience, I mean, do you think there's reasons to speculate? I mean, you're saying this is not common. The Vatican hasn't always been forthcoming when it comes to the Pope's health. So there's reasons why people are concerned.
Yes, I mean, the speculation is kind of legitimate in this sense, but at the same time, it's very difficult to know what the truth is in this, because the Vatican is very tight-lipped, and of course his doctors won't say anything, and then he comes out and he looks fine the next day. So I suppose one just has to take it as the Vatican is saying the truth, that there is no serious health problem. But what people are saying is that he must start cutting back. I mean, people feel that he's taking too much on and he's overtaxing himself. That is something which I think most people agree on, that a 77-year-old with 1.5 lungs who does have problems, he's slightly overweight, he should be perhaps cutting back from what he's doing, and that seems to be a general unanimous opinion. But of course, he still keeps up a very tight schedule.
Well, based on public utterances, I guess it was last week, Ed, when we heard a pronouncement from the Pope that all things being equal, he'd like to dispense with the Pope Mobile. the protective vehicle that was used to great effect following the assassination attempt on John Paul II. if that would happen, presumably, I guess he could not get out in the crowd. Or does that, in your mind, portray, for lack of a better term, a type of fatalism or a belief in God's care? I believe, to paraphrase his remark, was, look, I'm in my late 70s. I'm not really worried about anything. That may be the most pedestrian type of paraphrase I can offer. But you're familiar with that story. Does that weave back into what we're seeing now with his health condition?
I think there's a lot to be said for that, yes, because I think he wants to basically do as much as he can in the time he's got left. And I don't think he's worried about, he's lived a full life. And I think he feels, when his time's up, it's up. And I think he wants to just, do as much as he can without, and try and, regardless of his health problems. I think he just wants to do, as much as he can, and whatever the doctors say, I think he'll just press on. I'm pretty sure the doctors have probably said to him, cut back a bit, but we see no sign of that really. Although he's cutting back for the summer holidays, but then every pope has done that in the past anyway.
Well, speaking of the summer, have about a minute left, Ed. The plan is for the Pope to go to South Korea in August. Do you believe that trip will still take place?
I do believe it will still take place, yes. And then he's got further trips in January. But people are saying, maybe he hasn't got that much time left. Somebody said to me today, he thinks the way things are going, he may just have a year left if he keeps up this current pace. But he's no doctor, so he doesn't really know. But yeah, no, he's definitely going to South Korea. That's the plan. And he's going to a pastoral visit in a couple of weeks to southern Italy. That'll be just for the day. And then he's got a full schedule come autumn. He's got lots to do then. He's got the whole synod of bishops, on a very important synod of bishops, and then these trips in January. So a full schedule ahead. Edward
Pentin, we thank you very much for your insights, and we even like the little signal you get on your computer. The piano keys, a marvelous touch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Thanks so much, Ed, for your insights. We really appreciate it. There's more to come on America's Forum. Stay with us.